I want to watch this.
Yo, this is crazy. Master is live on YouTube.
In today's episode, the crew get down with the beats. Master MAZ does some remote working, delivers a thought-invoking monologue,
Ceaseless self-challenge, ceaseless self-growth, and ceaseless self-observation.
and visits some of Sedona Mago's most powerful places.
Okay. Hello. Welcome, beautiful people. Today is a bright day, isn't it? Okay, so we got live sessions. I got private sessions, and Sedona Mago Retreat has been very kind to lend me their previous broadcasting room for my private session needs. I got 2 of them this morning. That means it's the evening in Doha. Plus, today is the start of our live broadcast from Doha via Master Da'i. Oh my God. So she's actually going to be, doing these live sessions for us starting in about 5 minutes. So I want to watch this.
Yo, this is crazy. Master is live on YouTube.
Up and down.
That's crazy. And look who's doing her business. Yeah, man.
Yes. So we are activating my tailbone. Okay.
Tailbone.
Bouncing. Try to harder as much as you can. Yes. Breath up. We activating more energy.
She's right here, right in the welcome center. That's awesome. She got Master on her first free live broadcast. 2 camera setup because we stole the 3 camera.
Yo, that's incredible, because the funny thing is that we actually stole one of their major cameras, so they're doing a great job making that second camera do mid shots as well as close shots. So kudos to the camera operator right there. Very happy man right here. Shaky your feet.
Try to fully relax the body. Keep breath out.
Relax the body. Keep breath out.
Very gently shake it. Like old.
The thoughts that you've been having, can you be more specific about them? Like what kind of thoughts were crossing your mind? Like new projects, existing? In your sleep, or are you talking about passive stuff? I could definitely send you a few links on things you can start watching. You enjoy watching YouTube stuff, don't? In fact, you could probably go on with your own sense and figure it out. But there it is. It's in the chat. Go ahead and copy that. Yeah, no worries. It definitely is the case that some people, or some of my members, really do feel they benefit from this consistent communication that we have, whether it's from distance or just connecting. It doesn't really matter, irrespective of the distance. And just to speak about this really quickly, if you think about everybody who's going through something, whether I'm able to train them physically or not, which I can, by the way, even if virtually, and have them, because a lot of things are psychosomatic, either just calm their nerves, relieve some emotion, bring about some clarity, or if it's something deeper, to really expose why it is they feel the way they feel, the real deep information, that they can recognize it, realize it, and start to make the right choices and habits to change it. Sometimes it's just a lot simpler, because they feel like they're really lost in the sense that they don't have anyone like us in which they can share their deepest and sometimes darkest, or even just the most hopeful of thoughts or emotions to someone. They don't have that person, not available, not readily available, not with the willingly accepting, space-making ear that we may present. present. And yes, at times trainers do want to turn into coaches, where we want to help them change their lives and produce actions. But first and foremost, just like in any change, comes the level of acceptance, radical acceptance. And I think for anyone to really feel safe, they need to feel that. They need someone to help them feel like they've been radically accepted. And that's what I, with this particular session, that's what I always emphasize. Because often at times, we get people who are regular people with not so regular issues, or regular people with regular issues, but they just don't know how to come about them, or those issues necessarily are on the invisible, so they're not exactly on the tangible, the palpable, the visible that you can bring out to the surface. So in the end, it's almost like they wouldn't know how to have it relate to anyone else, because either they're all not talking about it, so no one knows how to even express or begin to talk about something like this. And yes, it takes some courage to, but if they can't, they need someone who knows about that stuff. And that's us, someone who's been there, acknowledging it. And no matter how weird or funky it sounds, or just normal it sounds, to have someone else say, yeah, I hear you, and I see that, and I recognize it. And that be the one message, that I see you, and that's it. And maybe sometimes I just need to be told that is normal, because a lot of the times, a lot of us are walking around with these things in our heads and in our hearts, and we think that we're really abnormal, but actually, I think it's quite common. So in that regards, if you want to define normal as common, yes, it is normal. But normal in terms of normal to your natural human condition, the one that is most optimal, no, it's not normal, obviously. But it doesn't make it uncommon. It's very common. Most of the time it is. And most of the time, actually, even the extremes, they're exactly that. They're just extreme degrees of the same thing. It's a spectrum. It's not duality. It's not this or that. It's not crazy, not crazy. It's not wild thoughts and non-wild thoughts. There's not even a duality. There's just a continuous spectrum of things. And so if someone's this far off, well, they're just a little bit further off than the last guy, and the guy before him, and the guy before him. So having that connection, I think, is still valuable, whether it's done virtually, whether it's done physically. Even if they first say this is different, like just this is different, it still doesn't deny the fact that there's someone on the other end listening in real time and telling them, I'm hearing you, as they speak. So they just feeling listened to. And it's sometimes, it may be disguised as lots of questions, lots of nagging, sending you stuff. And really it's just attention at the end of the day. And it's honestly really cheap. Cheap in the sense that you can definitely spare some attention at any one point. So often in my previous martial arts training, what the master would say is that people often complain of lack of time. What they honestly lack is focus. So what they should be complaining about is lack of focus. So there's no real lack of time, just lack of focus and attention. So yes, at any one point, you can definitely divert some attention to the people you love. You can definitely divert some attention to the things that you should be doing. You can definitely divert attentions to different things. And yes, there are trainings in how you can switch attentions, split attentions, guide attentions, really hone in and focus on attentions. And the funny thing is, for us, that's all taught through the body. If you breathe in through here and go down there and go out there, that's a moving attention that you're actually consistently following. If you're focusing here and then suddenly focusing here, or then suddenly focusing there, that's a switching attention in the sense that, yeah, you used to be here, now you're there. And then there's just the one that stays there, and you have to continuously hone in on just feeling that and not spreading the attention. So it's like a local focused attention rather than a spread and wider attention of the whole body. That's also taught through the body. And all of these apply and are transferable skills of the mind, of consciousness, through your projects. So even us, when we come to these relationships, it's just attentions. Yes, I'm out here. Yes, it's not the best signal. Yes, it's not the best Wi-Fi. But I can certainly plan and design my circumstances where I can focus enough attention to accrue the opportunity, the circumstance, the time for this hour to happen, because it's worth it. If not for us, it's also for them. It's all benefiting. We're benefiting from them giving us their time. They're benefiting from us giving them their time, our time, etc., etc. So everyone's winning here, and I'm not sure. And the funny thing is, I really didn't realize how or value how quaint and unique this particular perspective is, because most of the time therapists just know everything and people are coming to them for their help. But for us masters, it's a perpetual growth. And I've said this before: ceaseless self-challenge, ceaseless self-growth, and ceaseless self-observation. We are constantly growing through our members. In fact, how can I get to the tougher cases if I don't get the first simpler or slightly basic tough cases first? One, yes, I have to have been there, and to some degree I may have, if not probably have. That's probably why they're coming to me. But at the same time, how do you devise solutions now that you've been through it and come out of it, that these are transferable to other people? That's what you need the practical experience for. You definitely grow through, and they will help remind and reflect to you back your own lessons and learnings and growings. Of course, you don't want to make it seem so that it's like, maybe it's not the best idea to have it on equal terms, so that I'm helping, you're helping, and blah, blah, blah. Because at the end of the day, yes, it's this way, but you are receiving something, or you've received something from experience and you're delivering it to them. But there's definitely a trickle upstream. Heck yeah, there's always this connection. This is a two-way connection, for sure. Just how this is a two-way connection. You're constantly revising your past experience based on the present, based on your ideas of the future. You're rewriting it. In fact, I'm constantly learning from my past and then giving it a feedback, so making new disassociations and making new associations with what learnings I've had from the past. So even you with yourself, it's a constant learning and feedback mechanism with your past, with your mind, with whatever it is you're receiving, what you're receiving from. Everybody's benefiting. Past you is benefiting, future you is benefiting, now you is benefiting, they're benefiting, you're benefiting from them, they're benefiting from you. I don't know a better definition of Hangik, where everyone and all versions of you are benefiting. So that's what's interesting to me. A little blurb about that. Just finished up another session. Again, thankful to Sedona Mago for helping us and letting us use these beautiful facilities that they have here. Great connection with the LAN cable. That was really, really helpful. Put on the ND filter again. And on. Yes. Okay. And also amazing that the sessions went really well. And great lighting, by the way, in that room. Beautiful lighting. Okay, need more, and there it is. And the softbox, well, it had like a bit of a softbox effect because the filter, the shade in front of the window made it look like soft light was coming in, which was really awesome for the broadcast section too. Yay! All right, thanks.
It's like, what's a message for you? Yeah, definitely is a message for sure.
Can I tell you the message?
Yeah, exactly.
So like, mashallah, after this food, this Master MAZ is out.
Wait for the chord.
That's the Grisco.
Siesta, 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 siesta.
What's up, beautiful people? What's going on? We're about to take our walk. Maybe up to the Dangun statue. Check out the Chunbukyong script. And hopefully one, if not two, of the labyrinths. And if we're ambitious enough and we can make it, Chuntong platform, where heaven meets or connects. This is the same platform in which Ilchi Lee, founder, creator of Brain Education, found his resolve to purchase this land, which is now Sedona Mago Retreat. Here we go. I keep hearing things, amazing training sounds coming from the healing garden. I'd like to take a look, see what that is exactly right now. Maybe we get a preview, because I love the sound of training. Can you guys hear it? They're counting in Korean. There they are. Dungeon tapping. Let's see if we can get you guys close. They're right there. Dungeon tapping. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. Giving you another view, a different kind of view of the healing garden here. That over there is no small thing. Nah. That is Chuntong place. I'll tell you about that in a sec. So let me take you through. This is Chuntong Rock. This is exactly where Sisseline, the founder of Brain Education, had received a message while standing right there, wondering if he should buy this land. All that you perceive and prevail. Yes? And he was looking for that message to say, should I do it? Because this meant giving everything. This meant all the pennies in the cookie jar, in the piggy bank, everything on this, but everything you have. And when I was told that story, the thing that amazed me the most was not the natural phenomenon of what happened next. In fact, I'll tell you, right there on that platform in the middle where he stood, looking out to that view, he asked, if this is for me, if I should really do this, send me a sign. And he's not looking for no Joker sign. He's not looking for some butterfly wisping away in front of his face. He's not looking for some antelope to look at him and noddingly say, yes, you should. He wanted a sure as heaven sign. This is for him, this choice. And so can you imagine that right up here, in the middle of this platform, lightning struck in broad daylight, not a thundercloud in sight, just like this site right here. Can you imagine the spectacle of lightning striking in the middle of broad daylight? No surer, if that's a word, a sign as that. Now, the interesting thing is hearing that story again, crazy spectacle, witnessed or whatnot. What was more relevant to me was the resolve and the conviction it brought with him. For me, that's what stood the most. I literally stood here after hearing that story and it's my trait. It's my trait to constantly understand the mind that it takes to take a decision, to make an action such as this, whatever it is this is. And assuredly, the biggest and the highest quality that I could really resonate with was conviction. And I stood here praying, looking out to this wide horizon for conviction, the highest of convictions, to chase my own dreams, my own cause, my own vision, my own goals, without a feather or hair of a doubt. That level of conviction where everything was on the line, nothing else. All for the cause, all for what you believed in, nothing else. That level of conviction, where there is no other, and that there is no time. This is it. That level of conviction. This is what I prayed for today. I say, very different. Would you believe me if I said that I constantly pray for this level of conviction? That I constantly seek that level of status where I constantly find myself praying for more determined, steadfast, ironclad will to just see things through to the very end. This is where that started, right here. This is why it's significant for me. We are definitely going cross country to get to this labyrinth. This definitely feels like cross country. See? Bunch of rocks. I almost tripped over! Mind the cactus. Mind the weeds. Pikes. Dangers everywhere. Red ants! That little cactus. Actually, they're everywhere. Alrighty then. Labyrinth arrived. Kind of. Is it? It's not really much of a labyrinth. There's the labyrinth, marked by a heart, an upside down heart. Ta-da! That's the labyrinth. Nice. You would walk through this spiral in a nice, gentle meditation. Right through. And then walk back out, spiral meditation. In fact, it's beautiful when you do it in pairs or with a partner or in a train, a healing train, or even with a partner on your back with that trust. Shall we? Let's walk the labyrinth. Did you guys enjoy that? That was the labyrinth. Very nice, very good recovery, and feeling light, feeling like my body is settled a whole lot more, feeling comfort inside the body. This is Munira acting out the FPV she just flew.
Yeah, I feel it's so much more cinematic to do it low than high.
Sure. You'll be weaving between branches, Munira. Buying me a drone every week just to just to test out what it can do. See? The natural wildlife on Sedona Mago. I believe this one is a hare. I believe it is a hare. What's up, Harry? Okay. Look how cool these training little moves look. Wow. Amazing. That's the one. Wow. You know, this is exactly where we did brain education leadership training, I believe. Incredible. And we are back in the Sedona home, where we will be staying the night with enough room for everybody. And tomorrow, we don't know what tomorrow brings. Cause another TV. Because I don't know what trails are open. As far as I hear, it's Cathedral Rock, Airport Mesa. I'd like to go to Jerome, Cottonwood, and I'd love to visit Eco Farm, but I don't think tomorrow's the day. I think we're gonna rest in. Eco Farm is the kind where I'd like to come in first thing in the morning. Sunrise shots, drone shots, interviews, the whole shebang. Like literally the whole shebang. Make the entire day about eco. I'd love that actually. And I think the guys there would love it. Eco Sustainable Farm Living. Another entity of ours underneath the Brain Education Network. But I gotta see what Jordan's up to, see what he's willing to film, because it doesn't look like I'm gonna get my filmmaker here. Cheers! Everyone I contacted isn't replying, responding, or maybe you're just missing in action. Anyway, or they're working, or the kind of stuff that they give is like working on real big cinema sets. I don't need that. Camera operator, hold the camera, knows a few things about ISO, auto balance, exposure, aperture, and that kind of thing. And can film kind of cinematic? Well, I guess I can hire them. I don't know, maybe I contact them, see how much they can quote me. But I want to contact them directly. I don't want to do it through the page that tells me to contact them and specify everything, and then they contact me back, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, end of the night. Sorry, here we go. See y'all tomorrow. Master MAZ.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell to ensure you get an alert every time a new episode is uploaded.
Good morning, everybody.
In tomorrow's episode, the US team make me very hungry.
Check that out. That is the chapel.
Visit Chapel Rock. See some faces in the rock. And then head to Eco Farm.
Eco Farm. We're on our way.
To meet Master Paul and get a VIP tour of this amazing sustainable farm. Don't miss a moment of tomorrow's extended edition. It will inspire you.